On this episode, all a viral real estate TikTok does is herd cattle.
This real estate stuff is not easy, so send me your questions and I will answer them. This is the Ask Jason Show.
Hello everybody, my name is Jason Piercey and this is episode 100. Whoa, my allergies are crazy today. 143. Oh, this is disgusting. I gotta do that again. That's just like, yeah. No, you can't show all of this. Joe, stop. No. Oh my God. All right. Whew. Hello, everybody. My name is Jason Piercey, and this is episode 143 of the allergy-induced Ask Jason Show. Okay. So, unlike every other show, which is very direct and to the point, this one is built around a bit of a circumlocution. Now, Joe just did. What's that? It's just a really roundabout way to get to a point. Essentially, that's what a circumlocution is. And I just feel like I need to tell you where this information comes from and how it got in my head, because otherwise, while this would be a valuable episode, it wouldn't be very long. And I'm paying Joe the same amount of money to edit and film this, regardless of how long it is, so I might as well stretch it out. Oh, that's the stuff. I don't know why. My allergies the last couple of weeks have been insane. And of course, Ray, the beautiful Ray, the dog. Anyway, I had my first experience with viral content over the last number of days. And I mean like 3 or 4 days. And I don't mean like local St. John's, Newfoundland kind of viral. I mean like actual like global, like real virality. And it's from a non-real estate related piece of content. I was interviewed by some people who are building a campaign for our registered nurses and nurse practitioners union here to get them more support, because holy crap, do they need it? And I put that short 2-ish minute video on TikTok, and wow, it went crazy. I guess by the time you watch this, it'll be over 600,000 views. And this is like 4 days, 3 days. That's nuts. And it got me thinking about TikTok for real estate. So I just had a little search, and there's a few people in town who do well on TikTok, and a few people in town, realtors I mean, that do well on TikTok. Most of the ones that get the most views are like house tours. Like, here's what you can buy in this community for this much money, and we walk through and we talk about it. And I thought that was interesting. I will absolutely do the same thing, because Director Joe and I, for every listing that I've had for the last number of years, we've done interesting walkthrough videos. We've done these like ones where I walk through and rhyme. It's half Dr. Seuss, half Eminem fanboy, half Stan. They're like Dr. Stan Seuss. Like, that's basically what they are. And we've done like movie trailers, and we've done like all of these different quirky things. But most of these TikTok videos that are getting a lot of activity are not from the listing agents, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with this. But so I put a place up for sale as a listing, and another agent asks me if they could do a viewing there and make a video for social media. And I'm like, sure, why not? Of course, it's just more exposure for me. Like, that's good for my sellers that 5, 10,000 people, 100,000 too. It doesn't matter how many. It only takes one person to see it to get it sold. But then I started to think about it a little bit deeper, and we are allowed to market other listing brokerages listings, provided that that's literally a box that you check on your listing agreement. Can other brokerages market this? And almost everybody does, which I think is best for the sellers. But there are a couple of caveats there under our guidelines, our policies and procedures. You need to reference who the actual listing brokerage is. So if I were to do a walkthrough video from some random brokerage here in town, like whether it be Century 21, Exit, Remax, one of the Royal LePages, like, it doesn't really matter. I have to say that this is listed by, presented by whoever, whatever brokerage. That's not on like almost any of these TikToks that are getting views. So I have to separate myself, my personal opinion from this for a second, because rules are rules. Whether I personally think that they're good rules that serve a good purpose or not. They are what they are, and until somebody changes them, we are bound by them. And you've heard me complain about having been held to rules that I thought were silly in the past, so I'm not doing that. What I'm saying is, when you are scrolling through TikTok and you see a tour of 123 Main Street listed at $399.9 in Mount Pearl, and it's beautiful, and the agent is like walking through, and there's like cool panning shots, and there's like music, and maybe there's a little bit of a voiceover, and it's got like 25,000 views. That's probably not the listing agent, which is okay. Doesn't bother me, because that agent is trying to get attention such that they can get buyers. Bless me. Sorry. That agent is trying to get attention so that they can get buyers and sell them, I don't know, that or any other house. It's fine to do that from what I consider like a operational standpoint, but it's very much not fine to do it under our rules and regulations. There's a new brokerage in town called Atlantic Realty. Yeah, a new brokerage. They just started. So it's a local owned, operated sort of thing. And it begins with an A. So that's what I did just then. I was like, well, I'll pick the first one alphabetically. If you see, hey, here's this great place on 123 Main Street, Mount Pearl, for just under 400 grand. It's beautiful. It's listed by Atlantic Realty. You have to do that, and almost nobody does. So what's the point of this video? I guess the point of the video is that even though not all rules are created equal, and they don't all necessarily appear or feel intrinsically to have the same value to our whole industry and to buyers and sellers specifically, there's still rules and you still gotta follow them, which is kind of dumb in some ways, because, and I had this conversation with my daughter, not about TikTok videos and rules in real estate, but that like some rules are like, don't make as much sense as other rules. And she's right. Like, she's 9. She's like, well, Dad, I know that I only get an hour of screen time on school days, on weekdays. And it's programmed into her laptop that it'll give her a warning that it'll shut off or whatever, it'll lock up. She said, but I know it's a school day, but that's a silly rule because I'm home from school because school is closed. So like, can I have the same amount of time that I would have if it were a Saturday? And I'm teaching her to negotiate, which is really, really getting on my nerves because she's good at it. So I'm proud that I'm able to help create that in her, because like when she's 19 and some dude's scamming on her at a bar, or some girl is scamming on her at a bar, she's really gonna be able to handle herself. So I would be so proud of that. But when I'm trying to get her to eat her vegetables and go to bed or whatever else, or just brush her teeth for another minute, I mean, she's got it. Anyway, point of this video is the agents you see posting these videos are probably breaking all of the rules, or possibly breaking all the rules. And just ask who the listing agent is. Ask for the MLS number. Because then if you ask for the MLS number, you can look it up on realtor.ca and get the reality of the listing. These videos are meant to capture you as an audience that they can then farm and leverage and sell you houses. They're not trying to sell that house. They're trying to sell you anything. And we do it too. I do it too. I do it at the Ask team. But I'm honest about it, right? So anyway, that's that. I gotta take a break. I'm so sneezy. I was gonna say delicious. I do not sound delicious. That is so weird. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.
The Ask Jason Show exists so that you can get good real estate related information from a resource that you can trust. Now, speaking of resources you can trust, here's a couple I would trust to work with my mom. Because good enough for mom, I mean, good enough for you.